Yo, it's MC Sethe in the Sethe, coming at you with a breakfast wrap.
Oh god, Seth's gonna rap again.
Come to my house and I'll cook you some pork. Supply you utensils, a knife and a fork.
Stop it, Seth, you're just embarrassing yourself.
Breakfast.
Hello, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to take a look at the Curse of Sethe and the Dawn of the Apexis. Things are going to get a little dark, so let's go! Sethe is probably actually pronounced Sethe or Seethe, but I'm going to call him Sethe. Anyway, Sethe had become envious of Rukhmar. She had big wings. He had tiny little stumpy wings. He could barely reach the top of the spire and was doomed to live out his existence in Rukhmar's shadow. He wasn't a big fan of that idea. He dreamed of striking down Rukhmar and stealing her powers. But he knew he wouldn't be able to do that alone, not with his little stumpy wings. So he approached Anzu for help. Anzu would obviously be jealous of Rukhmar too, right? Nope. Anzu didn't hate Rukhmar. He adored her. In fact, he loved her a little bit, but he'd never had the courage to actually tell her, so he immediately informed Rukhmar of Sethe's intentions. Rukhmar and Anzu made a pinky promise to work together against the Wind Serpent. When the day came that Sethe launched his attack, things didn't work out well for him. Rukhmar engulfed him in flames, and his tiny stumpy wings were burned off. As he plummeted to the ground, no longer able to fly at all, Anzu appeared and clawed his eyes out. Lovely. Sethe was pretty annoyed by this turn of events, so he used his dying breath to weave a terrible curse through his own flesh and blood. This would seep from his body into the land itself. Anzu, fearing this curse would destroy Arak, not Iraq, gobbled up Sethe's body. He bloody ate him. Excruciating pain racked the Raven as the curse twisted his body and soul. His form shriveled and he lost the ability to fly. Although he paid a pretty nasty price for it, Anzu had contained the curse somewhat. A small portion of Sethe's blood transformed the region into a shadowy place called SETHEKK Hollow, but other than that, everything was fine. Anzu couldn't bear to present himself to Rukhmar. He was pretty sure his new form would disgust her, so he ran away into the forest deeps and ignored her every time she was like, Anzu? Anzu? Where have you bloody gone? Although Sethe's curse had weakened Anzu, eating the bugger had granted him a new power. He now had command over dark magics. Using his new power, he shrouded himself in a realm of shadow to hide from Rukhmar forever. Rukhmar did search for a little while, but then she just gave up. She was humbled by Anzu's noble sacrifice, but horrified by the curse that had now darkened her home. So she buggered off, eventually settling atop the highest peak in Gorgrond. She did decide, however, if she couldn't thank Anzu personally, she'd create a new race in his honour. She drew on her own life energies and transformed some of her Kaleri followers into a winged people called the Arakkoa, which means heirs of Arak. Her intention was, one day the Arakkoa would return to Arak, but not yet. She didn't want them to suffer to Sethe's curse, so she would wait for them to mature. That is, if she could make it that long. Creating the Arakkoa had taken its toll, and she knew she'd eventually grow old and pass from the world. For many generations she watched over them. She also taught them how to command the light. And the Arakkoa were quick learners. They mastered the light and became adept healers and seers. They worshipped Rukhmar as the goddess of the sun, but the Arakkoa also revered Anzu as a deity. In his honour, many of them discovered arcane magic. As time went by and the Arakkoa flourished, Rukhmar felt her time was nearing its end. She communed with the Arakkoa one last time and told them to claim Arak for themselves. As they reached Arak, she breathed her last breath and kind of burned up in the sky. The Arakkoa took this as a sign. They vowed to create a grand civilization. Calling themselves the Apexis, they claimed the highest reaches of Arak's spire. Arakkoa sorcerers decided to investigate SETHEKK Hollow. They studied the pool of cursed liquid there and unravelled the mysteries of shadow magic. The Apexis embraced both light and void. Two factions formed. The Anhar Order studied the arts of holy magic. The Skalax Order dedicated its time to studying shadow and arcane magics. Both groups were equally influential and respected. Although they were not interested in expansion, they explored the rest of the world. They mapped out the lands and studied the flora and fauna. Thanks to Rukhmar's teachings, they were aware of the primals and breakers. They watched their endless fighting with fascination but also a little bit of sadness. But they never intervened. They'd inherited their creator's arrogance, and getting involved in such matters was beneath them. And we're leaving it there! Arakkoa are pretty damn cool. I think there are a fair few people out there that would like them to be added as an allied race somewhere down the line. I think that could work. They're pretty versatile in terms of which classes they could be, and they can wear armour. That's a thing people often forget. Every time someone says Naga for allied race, I'm sat there thinking, but they don't wear trousers or shoes. In next week's Volume 2 videos, I'll be continuing Chapter 1. We may even be able to finish it. Who knows? If you want to see those, make sure you've subscribed, and I'll see you next week. If you enjoyed this video, press the like button, talk to me in the comments, and all that's left to say is, thanks very much for watching, and see ya!